So today, probably about to record my most boring video, but it's definitely the one of the most important things about owning a firearm. Tell you the truth, is the most important thing about owning anything. That's pretty much cleaning, maintenance. If you want something to last, you want to make sure it's clean. That way you don't have to replace it. Now I have all 7 of my firearms laying here on the bed, and I'm gonna clean every single last one of them right here on camera. Might not be saying much, but I'm just gonna do it. Just so you can see procedures that I use, and on top of that, another thing that may be another thing to consider when you purchase a firearm is if you feel like the field strip is too complicated. I feel like if it's a gun, it could be field strip, but everybody else may not share that mentality, So basically, let me get started here. I have 3 40s and 4 9s, so I'm gonna clean my 40s first. Basically, you have you a brush. Well, if you like, I bought a Glock. My new Glocks, they come with these inside the box. I don't know which other ones do. Glock and my Beretta PX4 Storm came with this for 9. This is 40 cal. This is 9. So don't ever try to cut any corners and try to clean 40 with 9, because it's not going that right there is not gonna cut it. You'll be going in circles. So, and plus I have some Remington rim oil, which I use for lubricant whatsoever. Because if you don't clean your guns, you can experience pretty much jams or whatsoever. So I'm gonna start with my Glocks, since the Glock is one of the more simple takedowns. And all you have to do for a Glock to take down is make sure it's empty first. Dry fire. Slide back. Pull that off. Same thing. Get your parts, take your spring out. All of that. Glocks go to the top of lists as far as like reliability. Easy to take down. Ready to go. You don't have to worry about what kind of ammunition to buy. That's the reason why Glock's reputation is so. It's like they've simplified everything. Kind of like Apple. Apple, they have iPads, iPhones, and they simplified everything. It's one button on the phone. Everything is touchscreen. You had these other phones that trying to catch up to what Apple's doing, and Apple just overly simplified everything and put it behind a nice looking product, and you have a very successful product on your hand. But yeah, man, you go through the barrel with the brush a couple times. I do a couple times, and I'll probably take this, and here I have a towel, and I'll probably take my finger and just wipe in there just to get any gunpowder or whatever so may be in there. That this is not really necessary, I don't think, because what's really getting in there. But sometimes when I wipe the towel through there, I pick up some black, so I would assume that's gunpowder, because that's the only thing that's going through the gun. And take everything, reassemble. Man, seriously, if you've never field stripped a gun, this is This is a lot easier than it looks, because that was one thing I was concerned with about getting a firearm. Like, man, it seemed like it was complicated, or if I put something back in the wrong place, man, to me it's easier than it looks. I mean, because it's really just simple. But yeah, so I take this. And Glock is another gun that they don't really require lube or to be lubricated. I don't like saying lube. That didn't make me feel weird when I say it. But Glocks really don't require to be lubricated. I spray some on the I spray it right in the corners to where the slide is going to interact with the frame. And I'll spray some there and there. This is basically just where the slide runs, and probably a little bit in there. And there, I have me a clean 27, a clean barrel and lubricated 27. I'll be shooting this week, so I'm excited about that. So that's why I'm gonna clean everything. Same with this. You don't want to over lubricate. I usually spray some at the tip and just let it slide all the way down. Yeah, right there. And the reason why it's more important that you clean other firearms because, well, I would say lubricate more than anything. Because I saw a video on the Armory channel, and if you're on Facebook and if you're not subscribed to the Armory channel, you ought to check the guy out. He's good. Good gun channels, at least that I would follow. Hickok 45. I heard all the guns pretty good. I watched Coleon the War. He has some really good high definition. Like, when you want to get a good look at how the gun looks, check out Coleon the War. He has a great camera, so you'll really get a great look at how the gun looks. Armory channel, it's just good information. If you're into guns and firearms, you'll learn something. But he made a point about why Glocks are able to run dirty. It's like, when you take a look at this here, you see that the slide is sitting on the frame loosely. To give you a better idea what I'm talking about, I hold my Ruger up here. Now you see the silver, since it's black and silver, you can make that out. That's really riding the frame really tight. You see this, it's kind of like loosely sitting, and when he pointed that out, I was like, that made a lot of sense. So yeah, that's one reason why it's not as important to clean to lubricate. Or the reason, I'm not gonna say it's not important. Don't give me to where I'm lying or just giving bad information. I'm just saying the Glock will run without lubricating because of that factor. This is more likely to jam or misfunction because of how tight it rides on the actual frame. Here's my Smith & Wesson M&P. Here's a takedown's a bit different. Take this, cock slide back, hold it, flip this down. Flip that down, put this back forward, dry fire. And I want to thank whoever that was that told me that you just have to dry fire it, because I used to take this little pin out and flip that down, and it was really tedious. But that dry firing, it works. I don't know, I seen it somewhere on YouTube, because I pretty much educate myself through YouTube. when on firearms, especially one that I like, I watch multiple videos and see how they take it down. And I mess around and seen someone's who took it theirs down, and they used the pen when you actually don't have to use the pen. But same thing with this. Brush, finger down through there. Yeah, this time I'll spray the slide before I put the parts back in it. But yeah, this is Smith & Wesson M&P. I really like this. It really feels good in my hand. I have a couple videos. I think I had one video where I talked. I have two. I really can't remember, man. I'm not looking at it right now. But when I talk about this, man, I really don't think I can say enough about the grip of this firearm. I feel like they really won with that grip, man. It's great. Only thing I dislike is pretty much the trigger, and it's not the actual trigger pull. It's just the trigger design. You know, it just makes me think that it's gonna tear up or something. I'll look at this. And there you go. Clean and lubricated Smith & Wesson M&P. Now let's make it to the 9s. Since I'm done with this, I will unscrew that. Put it back in my Glock box. So 40s are clean. Now it's time to clean these 9s. Now these, I have a unique set of 9s. So you'll see maybe you'll see several different feels. Let me get my fingernail clippers out so I can make sure I got everything. First I'm gonna start with the Beretta PX4 Storm. Now this right here, the Beretta PX4 Storm, is so far out of the guns that I've experienced the simplest field strip, because no cock back, nothing. You just pull the release down and it comes off. You know, sweet. Nothing to it. And this is another thing you might. When I looked at this video, I was like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna put this back together, because it has a rotating barrel. But it's not as complicated as it may look. Like I said before, all it takes is just, you take it apart and you'll get it back together. Just as long as you put everything back in the right place. But it's not gonna go back together in the wrong place. Well, not to my knowledge. I mean, anyway, take the barrel, go through it. And that 9 is a little bit tight, so I have to twist that through. Go through that, man. Take my finger, go through the slide. Take my lubricant. And wait a minute. There it is. Spray it. And there we go. Like I said, we go with this damn phone. But, this is definitely not the most exciting part about owning a gun. But, if you want it to run and you want it to last, you're gonna do it. I'll tell you what, you pay $400 or $500 for something and you don't want to take care of it. How about you just give it to me? Give it to me if you don't want to take care of it, because you end up replacing it. So that. And let's fix that up. This would start happening while I'm recording, wouldn't it? Okay, there we go. Wait a minute, that's not correct. See, look at this shit. Just when I said this shit is not it. Just when I said the shit is not as difficult as it looks, and I do some shit like this. Wow. But yeah, basically what it is with this rotating frame, you want to make sure this lines up with this. Let's make sure I didn't put it in backwards. Okay. Over to the side. And what in the fuck is going on here? I'm pretty sure that I've just decreased the interest in the Beretta PX4 Storm by doing that bullshit. And this is actually one of my this is one of my favorite firearms. But yeah, now back in action. Yeah, forgive me. That was me really. I jacked that up. So making this video longer than it has to be and shit. Anyway, here we go. Ruger SR9C. This takedown. Take the magazine out. Cock slide back. Inside you have this lever. Where's my clippers? There. I would never recommend putting your finger in there. You see, if you can, you see that little switch that I just pushed down. Then you take this button and you pop this out. This is clearly one of the more complicated takedowns. After you take that, you field strip that. So, I mean, but I would don't ever let the takedown shy you away from a gun you like. I mean, because you can learn anything that you try to learn. You know, even though I just fumbled with the PX4 Storm, hey, you see that I got it back together. You know, I mean, it's not like you're gonna be cleaning your gun every single day, every hour. You know, I think it's good. I hear it's good to, when you have a firearm, to clean it around 250 to 300 shots. You know, at least of a higher caliber, because I heard that those 22s are filthy calibers. So I don't know what until I get one and see how dirty it gets myself. I would not know what a good amount of rounds to shoot through it before you say I need to clean this thing. But with these, they say 250, 300. At least people that I run into at the gun store. Me personally, I really clean mine after about maybe 150. But I'm a neat freak, so I overly clean everything. I don't feel like you can be too clean or have your weapon too clean. Because in the event of I need to use this, I want everything functioning properly. You know what I'm saying? That back in, stick that back in there. Ruger now, let's make it to the pockets. Ruger LC9s. You know, Ruger just has a thing for these unique takedowns. So with this one, you take this, flip this little latch down, and what I do is this. Do that till it falls out. And there you have where that comes out, burr, everything. It's pretty simple. It's simpler than the SR9C to me. Well, yeah, exactly. You're not fumbling with pushing that little bar out, all that nonsense. Well, you are, but it's connected to something. This kind of like after you take it apart a few times, it just slips right out of there. This clean down inside there. Oh, that got a little brown in it. Yeah, that's filthy. Filthy, damn it. I don't like filth. Sometimes you might want to wipe off the where the cartridge sits, you know, because it picks up a lot of gunpowder. So that's probably the only other thing that I would suggest for as far as cleaning that out. I wouldn't know if that's necessary, but if you get a two-tone firearm or a chrome firearm, you'll see what I'm talking about when the gunpowder is sitting right there. And for me, just looking at it, it bothers me. I mean, but what else you expect from a neat freak? Spray this. Let's not make this look harder than what it is. Pop that back up. And last but not least, I love it not Beretta Nano. This one doesn't involve a dry fire, but it does involve you press this little small button that you see here that's pointed out using the clippers. Well, the nail file part, you push this little button here in. Hear the click. Then you take the screw, You see that, and you turn it sideways, and you turn it towards the back of the gun. And now you see that the slide just pop forward, and then you just take it apart. You know, now that's not really complicated, but not common. So, you know, just, you know, you sit up and look at something. If you feel like that's gonna be a headache, and you know, that'll just be another reason to purchase another firearm, because you know the cleaning is important. So but after you take them apart, clean them all the exact same way, much like I'm doing. Clean through the barrel. Spray the slide. Spray the slide frame. And reassemble. Put the spring in for the barrel, huh? Wonder how that would work. And there we go. I've just cleaned 7 firearms in a matter of 26 minutes and 40 seconds.